Hi everyone on YouTube, shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So I'm still recording in the same area. I want to talk about just answering the question of, do I work magic for other people? So this is kind of a complex answer. I feel like spellcasting for other people is something that can take a wide variety of forms depending on what person you're talking to, what their practices are, what type of witchcraft they're practicing, because I know certain traditions have certain things about that depending on which tradition you're in. If you're in a tradition, follow those guidelines. If you're solitary like me and you're not part of any specific tradition, then it'll be different for you. And if you're in a group, I guess do what you feel is best for you. But from my standpoint, I have sort of a mixed view on this. The short of it is that I will not cast spells for other people. The longer, more complex answer is, it depends. And in the blog post, in the description below, you can also find information about this as well. I find that spellcasting for other people is more effective and more, not efficient, but it's more effective, it has more weight or value if the person themselves casts the spell rather than me doing it. And there's multiple reasons for this. The first reason is I don't necessarily know all the ins and outs of the situation. I don't know what aspect of the situation they're trying to change other than what they tell me. But there could be a whole multitude of reasons why the situation is occurring for them. And I need to keep that in mind if I'm going to cast a spell for anybody. Also, there's a thing about consequences. Understanding those consequences, you have to understand the situation and what they've done to help with that situation, in the mundane aspects of things, and so on and so forth. If someone is getting a job, I can help them get a job, but what if it's a job they don't want? And then they can tell me, oh, I didn't get the thing I wanted something different. Well, I mean, if you're casting the spell, you're more invested. You have all the ins and outs of the situation. You know what's going on, and your intentions will be different than mine. And I will put aside all my situational views on the situation to help a person, but it's more effective if you are the one casting that spell for yourself. And I'm not saying that casting spells for other people is wrong, because there are people who do it, and I think that if you feel confident and you feel that that's going to benefit them, by all means. I've only done spells for certain people. If they're completely uncomfortable with magic, because I feel like the person's belief in magic should be taken into account. If the person is against magic in any way, or if they feel uncomfortable in any way casting the spell, I don't feel right, like it's my place to do so. If they, why I would be questioning why they're coming to me. I'm more than likely to provide some kind of consulting or provide some kind of way in which I can help them cast the spell. Maybe help them provide ways in which they can do that. So maybe it's not a job, maybe it's protection. Maybe they want to do some protection work. I might guide them through that process, how to craft the spell, or focus on maybe just a very simple act of making sure your intentions are clear when you do the spell. But if you're really uncomfortable with magic, or you're not a magical practitioner at all, then I may consider casting spells on your behalf, but it's going to depend on the situation. It's going to depend on who the person is. It's going to depend on a lot of different factors. Again, I'm not saying that it's wrong to cast spells, because it's not. I just think that the person in question is more in line and more aligned with their will, more aligned with their abilities, and more aligned with the situation than I am. And who better to do something about something that's going on with them that's directly affecting that person than the person themselves. And that's just my opinion on the matter. I think that a lot of things need to be taken into consideration, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it's a very complex situation. I'd love to know your views on the matter. Do you feel that spellcasting for others is beneficial? If so, I'd love to hear comments about this. I think that consequences, again, should be considered, not because of the act of spellcasting, but if the spellcasting should occur, I think divination should be considered in that process in some capacity, like after the spell has been crafted, maybe, you know, for the person, helping them through divination can help them figure out how to proceed with the situation. If the spell is even needed to be cast in the first place, because of the fact that there are some situations where magic isn't necessary, and that's where the divination would come in. So those are just my thoughts on the matter. I hope you all are having a great week and that you all have a wonderful weekend. Many blessings to you all. Please like, subscribe, and check out the blog post below. Many blessings.